Throughout your history, America has led insurrections in the human imagination. You've summoned revolutionary times through your belief that there is no such thing as an impossible endeavour. And it's never possible to come here without having your faith in the future renewed. Now, I want to thank you on behalf of the British people, because throughout a whole century, the American people stood liberty's ground, not just in one world war, but in two. And I want you to know that we will never forget the sacrifice and the service of the American soldiers who gave their lives for people whose names they never knew and whose faces they never saw, yet people who have lived in freedom thanks to the bravery and valor of the Americans who gave that last full measure of devotion. Cemetery after cemetery across Europe honours the memory of American soldiers, resting row upon row, often alongside comrades in arms from Britain. And there is no battlefield of liberty on which there is not a piece of land that is marked out as American. And there is no day of remembrance within Britain that is not also a commemoration of American courage and sacrifice far from home. In the hardest days of the last century, faith in the future kept America alive. And I tell you that America kept faith in the future alive for all the world. And let me pay tribute to the soldiers, yours and ours, who today fight side by side in the plains of Afghanistan, the streets of Iraq, just as their forefathers fought side by side in the sands of Tunisia, the beaches of Normandy, and then on the bridges over the Rhine. Almost every family in Britain has a tie that binds them to America. So I want you to know that whenever a young American soldier or Marine or sailor or airman is killed in conflict anywhere in the world, we, the people of Britain, grieve with you. We know that your loss is our loss. Your family's sorrow is our family's sorrow. And your nation's determination is our nation's determination that they shall not have died in vain. And after that terrible September morning, when your homeland was attacked, the Coldstream Guards at Buckingham Palace played the Star-Spangled Banner, our own British tribute, as we wept for our friends in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And let me therefore promise you our continued support to ensure that there is no hiding place for terrorists, no safe haven for terrorism. You should be proud that in the years after 2001, that while terrorists may destroy buildings and even tragically lives, they have not and will not ever destroy the American spirit. So let it be said of the friendship between our two countries that it is in times of trial, true, in face of fear, faithful, and amidst the storms of change, constant. And let it be said of our friendship also, formed and forged over 2 tumultuous centuries, a friendship tested in war, strengthened in peace, that it is not just endured, but is renewed each generation to better serve our shared values and fulfill the hopes and dreams of the day. Not an alliance of convenience, It is a partnership of purpose. Alliances can wither or be destroyed, but partnerships of purpose are indestructible. Friendships can be shaken, but our friendship is unshakable. Treaties can be broken, but our partnership is unbreakable. And I know that there is no power on earth that can ever drive us apart. We will work tirelessly with you as partners for peace in the Middle East, for a two-state solution proposed by President Clinton and driven forward by President Bush that provides for nothing less than a secure Israel, safe within its borders, existing side by side with a viable Palestinian state. And we will work tirelessly with you to reduce the threat of nuclear proliferation and reduce the stockpile of nuclear weapons. And our shared message to Iran, it is simple. We are ready for you to rejoin the international community. But first, you must cease your threats and suspend your nuclear program. Past Prime Ministers have travelled to this Capitol building in times of war to talk of war. I come now to talk of new and different battles we must also fight together, to speak of a global economy in crisis and a planet in peril. These are new priorities for our new times. And let us be honest, tonight too many parents, after they put their children to bed, will speak of their worries about losing their jobs or the need to sell the house. Too many will share stories of friends or neighbours already packing up their homes. Too many will talk of a local store or business that has already gone to the wall. For me, this global recession is not to be measured just in statistics or in graphs or on a balance sheet. Instead, I see one individual with one set of dreams and fears, then another, and then another, each with their own stars to reach for, each part of a family, each at the heart of a community, now in need of help and hope. And when banks have failed and markets have faltered, we, the representatives of the people, have to be the people's last line of defence. And that's why, for me, there is no financial orthodoxy so entrenched. There's no conventional thinking so ingrained. There's no special interest so strong that it should ever stand in the way of the change that hard-working families now need. We have learned through this world downturn that markets should be free, but markets should never be values-free. We have learned that the risks people take should never be separated from the responsibilities that they must meet. And if perhaps someone thought it beyond our power to shape global markets to meet the needs of the people, we now know that that is our duty. We cannot and must not stand aside. In our families and workplaces, and in our places of worship, we celebrate men and women of integrity who work hard, treat people fairly, take responsibility, look out for others. And if these are the principles we live by in our families and neighbourhoods, they should also be the principles that guide and govern our economic life.